like there was a defining moment in your career at all?
Yeah, so I actually came from a non-design background. I started off in engineering, and then that wasn't for me, so I decided to take a break and think about like what I wanted to do. And when I thought back to what I enjoyed most in high school, it was graphic arts, it was photography, it was design. And so that's when I decided to go into OCAD for graphic design. And yeah, that's where I got into design in general. I'm not a fashion designer, but I'm starting to get into that with my thesis project, and now I'm trying to commercialize that. It's a wearable LED matrix, and that's how I got into design essentially. Yeah.
And I guess, how would you define your personal style? Do you feel like it's reflected in the work that you create?
Yeah, like my personal style, I would define it as I'm always trying to draw on my previous experiences. And so, coming from an engineering background, I'm trying to incorporate technology into my design as much as possible and where it makes sense. And so, where I'm going with this show is having pieces that are influenced by technology or have technology incorporated into them. And so I guess I would say it's like a techno aesthetic that I'm going for.
And what inspirations did you have for creating your pieces?
Yeah, so this project started off as my thesis project back in fourth year, and I started off with 3 topics that were not really related. And so after a lot of exploration, a lot of testing, and a lot of experimenting, this came about as a wearable technology project, and so a lot of my inspirations came from courses that I took at OCAD, wearable technology, my previous experience, and the fact that I love working with LEDs because I think they're so cool, and so that's why I want to incorporate into my design, and that's how I got influenced with this direction I'm taking.
So what tips would you give anybody who's looking to get started in fashion or design?
Yeah, like for design, I say be curious. I think that's one of the most important things to be when you're a designer, is to be curious, like know different things. Like if you don't know it, go learn it. If you haven't experienced, experience it. And you can draw a lot of things from that and inspirations from that, and so I think that's an important aspect. But I also think that work ethic is a really important thing as well. Like I know that I go to school with a lot of star designers who are really talented, but because they're not disciplined, like they don't fulfill their potential. So I think that having both, being creative and being disciplined, is really important to me for a designer.
And you're put into a Freaky Friday situation where you can switch lives with anybody for a day. Who would it be and why?
Yeah, so at this point, I would switch lives with my partner, actually. He's a flight attendant, and I love traveling. So I'm always curious to see how would I do in his job. I know it's really hard because you're jet lagged, you're tired, and you have to be really nice to people. I'm not inherently that nice to people, so I think it'd be good training for me to just like suck it up and just smile and just be that nice person, and so that's what I would trade places with for one day is my partner.
And where can readers find out more about you and your work?
Yeah, so I have a website set up. It's www.themeu.net, and I have a blog on there. I'm also on Twitter as well, and so my Twitter feed's on my website, so people can go to my website, take a look at the videos and some of the pictures, and follow me on Twitter as well.